Hi guys, it's Brian, and today I want to give you guys my list for the top 10 dumbest deaths in the franchise of The Walking Dead. This is going to include deaths from the video games, from Fear, and the main show, and I want to thank Epic Zombie Killer for this video suggestion. So yeah, I hope you guys enjoy my list, and let's get the list started. So at number 10, we have the death of Noah. So yes, Noah's death is really stupid, and I'm gonna explain that. First off, Beth died so he would be free from the hospital. So what was the point of his character? His death did not do anything for Glenn or Nicholas, and he could have been a pretty decent character to have around a little bit longer. He could have been a very useful character over time. And in that scene where Reg and him are talking, after Reg dies at the hands of Pete, they could have had Noah, use Reg's notes to rebuild the walls after No Way Out. Something good, but, they never did that. So at number 9, we have the death of Travis. So yes, Travis's death was so stupid and made no sense. He's basically the Rick Grimes of the series, in Fear the Walking Dead. So why kill him off? And like it doesn't make any sense. And yet he gets shot, by Lee or Taka or Walker, whichever, and in the helicopter when he's with Alicia, and he's pretty much dead already. So he chooses to jump out. But like, what was the point of his death? Like it didn't really do much for Madison, and it did some stuff with Alicia, but they should have kept Travis way longer. So at number 8, we have the death of Andrea. So yes, Andrea's death is one of the dumbest deaths ever because Andrea is okay. One, she survives in the comic and she's a way better character, but also Andrea is just talking to Milton as he's dying and gonna turn into a walker. Like Andrea should know that she needs to hurry. Not you know just talk to him. She needs to focus on survival, and just the fact that she was bitten off screen and they just want to just they decide to kill her off. It just made no sense for the story. It really didn't make sense at all. So at number 7, we have the death of Kenny. So yes, Kenny dies in season 3 if you choose to save him at the end of season 2, and it's such a terrible death. Like Telltale fans were so pissed at this. This is why season 3 is one of the most hated seasons. Clementine is driving in the car, and all of a sudden she just loses control because of the ply, and she crashes the car into like a rock or something, and Kenny's sent flying, and Clementine can't help him because he's paralyzed, and the walkers eat him. Like, what a terrible death for a season 1 character. Like, come on, Telltale. Like, that was unforgivable. So at number 6, we have the death of Beth. So I understand you guys don't like Beth. Personally, like, she wasn't a very great character, I'll admit. But the thing is, they were developing Beth a lot in the hospital storyline, and I don't understand why she chooses to stab Dawn. Like, why does she do that? Like, what was the point of it? Because she knew that Maggie and Glenn were alive. She knew that Rick, Daryl, Tyrese, like most of her group was alive. So why did she do that? It makes no sense for the story or the character. We never even get an explanation from Scott Gimple. It was just horrible writing. This death made no sense at all. So at number 5, we have the death of Sasha. So yes, Sasha's death is one of the dumbest deaths ever because Sasha is an amazing character. She's the sharpshooter of the group, and the fact that she kills herself, in the coffin to become a walker so that she might get a chance to bite Negan. Like there's so many variables with it. Like what if she bites Rick or Carl? What if Negan made them open the coffin? Like it just doesn't make sense at all. Sasha's death doesn't even develop the other characters in season 8. Like it's never brought up again. So it was just a stupid death. At number 4, we have Tina. So she is Sherry's little sister, and she's the diabetic. She's Dwight's sister-in-law, and her death is one of the most stupid deaths ever because of just the way it happens. She's with Daryl, she's with Dwight, she's with Sherry, and they come across the kids walkers that are encased in glass, and she just like trips and falls in them and gets killed, and it's one of the dumbest deaths ever. Like I don't even understand how it happens. It's like she literally intentionally falls in it. Like it was just a terrible scene. It made no sense at all. So at number 3, we have the death of Glenn. And I know what some people might say. They'll say it was like the comic, but in a way it wasn't. Because one, Glenn was just not the right character to kill off at the hands of Negan. And two, another reason it didn't work is in the comic book series, Glenn took the punishment for the group, but in the TV series, it was Abraham, and Glenn only died because of Daryl. Like they chose to kill off Glenn just to make Daryl feel bad, and that was a big mistake. That's one of the dumbest deaths because it was disrespectful. So at number 2, we have Tom from Fear the Walking Dead. So yeah, a very minor character, but his death is one of the most stupid in the franchise. He gets saved by Althea and Morgan, and he dies when the bridge collapses. He takes the camera, And even though everyone is telling him to move, he does not listen and he chooses to be stupid. He's acting like it's Cloverfield or something, talking to the camera. And like they say that he sacrificed himself for the group, and even this picture says so, but it's so stupid. It's one of the dumbest deaths ever. It's a selfie death. So number one, we have the death of Carl. And I know we've talked about this so many times, but yeah, the death of Carl is just so dumb for so many reasons. First off, they literally ripped off Andrea's death all over again. You know, Carl gets bitten off screen, and Rick and Michonne are next to him, just like Andrea's death. They're in a dark room too. It's just a copy of Andrea's TV death back in season 3, and Carl's death. It just ruins the franchise, and it was a terrible mistake, and they never should have done it. So let's get on with the honorable mentions. Honorable mention number one, the death of Benjamin. He was a pretty decent character for season 7, and they should have kept him on way longer. Plus, his death makes no sense in terms of why it happened. And yeah, honorable mention number two, Dr. Harlan Carson. His death was so dumb as well. Like, I don't even understand what was the point of it. They chose to kill off the doctor just simply because he was a doctor. And honorable mention number three, Olivia from Alexandria. Her death made no sense whatsoever, and it didn't do anything for the story. They just did it for shock value. And the way it happened was so unrealistic, too. Rosita can't shoot, but Arak can. Just doesn't make sense. So, yeah, guys, that's it for my list. Let me know what you guys thought of it down below. Until next time, guys. Bye.